Hey everyone, welcome back to Silver's Edge. Today we're going on a journey, one that takes us to the heart of gaming itself, storytelling. What makes some games unforgettable? Why do certain characters, words, and moments stay with us forever? It's not just about the gameplay, it's about the stories they tell, from tales of survival and redemption to deeply personal journeys. Storytelling in games transforms pixels into powerful emotions. Let's dive in. Why stories matter in video games. First, let's talk about why storytelling matters in games. At its core, the story is about connection, making us care about the characters, their struggles, and their world. But games elevate storytelling into something more personal. Unlike movies or books, games are interactive. You're not just a spectator, you're a part of the journey. For example, take The Last of Us. That opening scene isn't just a setup, it's an emotional punch to the gut. It makes Joel's motivation and his guarded personality resonate throughout the game. The story isn't just told to you, it unfolds with you. And then there's Celeste. Its story of overcoming personal struggles isn't just told through dialogues, but through gameplay itself. Every time you fall and retry, it mirrors Madeline's battle with anxiety, making her story your story. How games tell stories differently. So, how do games tell stories differently? It's all about player agency, the ability to influence narrative. In games like Undertale, every decision you make changes the story. Spare a monster, and you might make a friend. Fight them, and you'll face consequences. It's not just a game mechanic, it's storytelling driven by your actions. And then there is Hades, where storytelling is seamlessly woven into the gameplay. Every time you die, you return to the underworld, not just to try again, but to learn more about the characters and their relationships. It's a story that evolves as you play, rewarding persistence with emotional depth. But Disco Elysium takes it a step further, by turning your character's internal thoughts into a dialogue system. Your story isn't just what happens in the game world, it's all about the choices you make in your own mind. The emotional impact of storytelling. Now let's talk emotions. Storytelling in video games doesn't just make you think, it makes you feel. And that emotional impact, it's often what turns a great game into an unforgettable experience. For example, in Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan isn't just another outlaw. His redemption arc resonates because you live it. You ride with him, make decisions with him, and watch as he grapples with his own morality. By the time that final ride comes, you're not just watching. It feels like losing a part of yourself. Critics have called it one of the most emotionally profound endings in gaming history. And then there's Life is Strange. The bond between Max and Chloe makes every decision gut-wrenching. Do you save Chloe or protect the town? It's not an easy decision because the story has built those stakes over hours of connection. Players still debate these choices years later, proof of how deeply the story touches us. Also, Spiritfarer does something incredibly unique. It makes you confront death not as an enemy, but as part of life. Guiding characters to the afterlife is heartbreaking, yet it leaves you with a sense of peace. It's a game that reminds us of the importance of letting go. These stories remind us that video games aren't just entertainment, they're experiences that stick with us. They're stories we live, laugh, cry, and grow with, making their emotional impact unlike anything else. The evolution of game storytelling. Storytelling in games has come a long way. Back in the 80s, stories were simple: save the princess, defeat the villain. But as games evolved, so did their narratives. Today, we have games like God of War, where Kratos' journey with his son Atreus isn't just a mythical adventure, it's a heartfelt story about fatherhood and legacy. Even without traditional cutscene or dialogues, games like Hollow Knight tell rich stories through their environments. Every ruin, Every enemy hints at a deeper story, letting players piece the narrative together themselves. And another thing to consider is that indie games are leading the charge. Celeste turns a simple climb into a profound metaphor for mental health, while Spiritfarer explores life, death, and letting go through heartfelt interactions with its characters. The future of video game storytelling. Now, let's dream a little. Where is storytelling in games heading next? Technology is pushing boundaries, giving developers tools to create richer, more personalized narratives. AI is one of the biggest game changers. Imagine a world where NPCs react dynamically to your choices, crafting a unique narrative every time you play. Games like Facade hinted at this years ago, but now, with tools like ChatGPT and advanced machine learning, the possibilities are endless. Open world games are also evolving. In Cyberpunk 2077, side quests often feel as impactful as the main story, and the world itself reacts to your actions. This trend of emergent storytelling, where the world itself tells a story, is only going to grow. And then there's the VR, virtual reality, which immerses you so deeply that you feel like the protagonist. Imagine playing a murder mystery where you're physically searching for clues, or a fantasy epic where every sword swing is your own. VR storytelling isn't just experienced, it's lived. The future of storytelling is about making the player not just part of the story, but essential to it. Why storytelling in games matters. Finally, let's talk about why storytelling in games matters. Beyond the graphics, mechanics, or even the fun, it's the stories that leave a lasting mark. It's how games make us think, connect, and even heal. For example, Before Your Eyes is a perfect example. The entire game is controlled by blinking, tying you emotionally and physically to the protagonist's life story. It's a narrative so deeply personal that by the end, many players are left in tears. And games like A Plague Tale Requiem explore themes of family, sacrifice, and survival. They take you through harrowing experiences that make you appreciate resilience and love in ways few other mediums can. And then there's Grace, a game that uses art and music to tell a story about grief and healing. It's a visual and emotional masterpiece that shows how games can be powerful without a single word of dialogue. Storytelling in games matters because it's universal. It reflects our struggles, celebrates our triumphs, and shows us new perspectives. It's how games go from being just fun to being meaningful. And that's it for today, everyone. What's your favorite video game story? Was it an emotional journey like The Last of Us? Or something uniquely personal like Undertale? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives into gaming culture, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss another upload. Until next time, stay silver.